Yes, I am sexy on the phone.
Yes.
You can guess I am feminine, I am masculine, I am anything I want.
What's up, y'all? Okay.
I'm the sweetest kid I'm electric, I'm baked, on the beat of my own love. I can make it, cause I'm raised.
Yes. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sheridonna. And you already know we back at it again, guys. I'm so super excited. We have an amazing guest for you guys today. We just holding a vibe. I just want to say, let's get it, y'all. Season 5, we back at it. Hey, we rocking to the one and only Miss Emmy Nelly right quick. Just to get the vibe rolling. I love the lyrics. It was like literally, I am woman, I'm fearless, I'm sexy, I'm divine. And for season 5, we just on that vibe right now. We just embodying, our greatness, our power. We're gonna just dive right into our shout outs because we have our guest, Miss Amazing Alaura Lovelight on the ones and twos, guys. It's gonna be gracing the stage. We're gonna be diving deep about, a little bit of everything in terms of business, just being a woman, just doing her thing and just embodying, her own power. So I'm super excited about that. So let's get right into the situation. So I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to me because guys, you have no idea all the stuff that hit me this morning is so much stuff. Usually I like to get on here like at least 10 minutes already in advance of chat. Everything that could literally hit me and I was just like, yo, because I am so protected and I'm so like consistent with what I'm doing. Like I just block all things. You see what I'm saying? Just block all things. And that's what it's about today. Like literally just being focused and being determined to become your greatest version. So I want to give a shout out for me for being consistent for me. Also, I want to give a big shout out to my brand, okay, Sheridonna Designs, for just making my drip just look so unique to my own style. And I just, just do the damn thing. So yeah, big shout out also to Unity Fashion Institute. And Unity Fashion Institute is founded by myself, Sheridonna, and it's basically here to empower our young girls to become their greatest version. So we just launched our nonprofit, Unity Fashion Institute Foundation Incorporated, and so I want to give a big shout out to us for teaching our young girls, what we do, which is to become our greatest version. So we teach them pattern making, sewing, construction, and then the emphasis on the business. So that was very important for me to be able to do that and like pave the wave. And so yeah, I'm excited that we doing that. So if you want to contact us, we do have classes available. Check us out at Unity Fashion Institute on the Gmail, or just go to SheridonnaDesigns.com. Okay. Also, a big shout out to Humble Confident Modeling Agency, as well as Sheridonna Beauty Salon for just always keeping me together. As you guys know, when you're like in like the spotlight, you got to have hair, makeup, wardrobe, got to be all together because you could just got to be a full package. And I feel like as a woman, we can't slip on that. The guys, they could probably come out there, hair not done or what have you, but for the ladies, we got to have our hair done. Okay. So a big shout out to my brand and my empire. A big shout out to Sheridonna's Diary for Fashionista. We're season 5 and we literally think we just calculated 25 countries now. So we over here doing the damn thing. Okay. And still growing. Also, a big shout out to a good friend of mine. His name is Tanta Blocks. You can find him at Tanta Blocks Lifestyle, aka Legacy. He is an international artist, and I want to give him some love. Also, shout out to Yachty Vibes for inviting me to the Vibes Cartel party over the weekend. So big shout out to them. And then shout out to Foot the Hype. And without further ado, I want to give a huge shout out to our special guest that we have today, Miss Alaura Lovelight. And so if you guys don't know Miss Laura, she is a singer, songwriter. She's also a teacher. That's what like really we are so aligned, and I'm so intrigued with her story, and I'm so excited to be able to connect with her today. I want to just give just a little sample of her song real quick, and then we're going to bring her into the ones and the twos, okay? So be patient, Miss Laura. We're gonna bring you in. We're gonna play a little song real quick. Can you see me?
I can see you. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, hold on.
I would like to get to know you.
Okay.
Television, I'll remote control you.
Yes.
If you're lucky, I'll indulge you.
Okay.
Like my Gucci shades, you'll see what I could show you. Erotic, summer ecstasy.
Just a little sample, y'all. We about to dive into the whole thing. Just a sample, y'all. Just a little sample. We're gonna get back into this, but I just wanted to give like a debut, kind of like introduction to Miss Alaura Lovelight. So welcome. We finally made it after a few weeks. How are we feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I'm so excited to be able to have you. You looking chic and fabulous. I was just saying we got to have it all together, child. So
I had to have it together for the fashion,
Exactly. So we're going to just get right into it. Like, the first thing I wanted to know, like being like a singer songwriter is so much layers to you, but I really want to dive deep. Like, what is the biggest like failure you had? Because when you learn your failures, you know what not to do. So let's talk about all the things you have. I don't even like the word failure. I like the word experience, but tell us what have worked and what didn't work for you. Okay, let's start there.
I love it. Jump right in.
Yes.
I mean, like I remember I saw this interview of Steve Harvey and Oprah, and they were saying like Oprah is the person who has failed the most in this room. But what a concept of like Oprah as the failure in the room, but she's tried the most.
Right.
So that always resonated with me. For myself as a musician, it's been a constant trial and error. I think that it's a constant like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I work with this person? Do I work with that person? And I think the best thing you can do as an artist is know when it's not working and be humble enough to say, that didn't work.
Right.
Time to go in this direction. And I've had to do that 100 million times. And honestly, like this new wave, I've been doing music a long time, but this with Eroticy, we rebranded everything. I mean, my look, my sound, my name, from the top to the bottom. And it was a point where I was in my artistry and I was like, you know what? Let's change everything. Let's do everything new. Let's push every boundary. Let's push every limit. Like I've been, I came up, and we'll talk about this, and I was shy and I was, not really sure of myself. So to come into this space as a performer and a writer and a singer and put myself out there, it was important for me to say, I'm not going to be safe anymore. I feel like I'm doing it in a safe approach. And maybe that was I've never really thought about it like that, but as we talk about it, that may have been the worst thing I did for myself, was play
Yeah.
it safe
Yeah.
and say, oh, I don't want to wear that because it's a little bit extra, and I don't want to put myself on social media because I'm not really like that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you
Yeah.
have to put yourself out there. You have to be fashionable and fabulous, and
Yes.
it's more fun that way. You know
It
what I mean?
really is. It
So
really is.
yeah, that's very interesting start to, a good first question of like, to me, thinking about it, that would be the worst thing I did for myself was not put myself out there, was not push the bounds as much as I could.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Playing
being
it safe.
safe is no fun. Like we just love, I know for me, I've also learned, to like push the boundaries, but still be authentic to myself,
Yes.
not trying to like be like somebody else, but just, push the boundaries, stretch myself a little bit and do the things that make me uncomfortable at times.
Yes.
So I feel you on that. So let's talk about what has been like your biggest accomplishment thus far. We know you have a, still an amazing journey to go, but what are you so proud of? You like, yo, I did that.
Odyssey. For people who haven't seen the music video, it's so fun and so fabulous, and there's so many fun things that like just lots of fun outfits and sparkly shoes, and I think that the concept of the song was a bound that I had pushed for the first time of like, let's write a song that's sexy. Let's write a song that's confident. Let's write a song that's interesting. Eroticy is not even a word. So we really kind of explored that. Yeah. And we went there with it. So
why did I thought that was a word?
Yeah, I mean, it alludes to other things. Which is
right. Okay.
But
the illusion of another word.
Yeah, the word eroticy is not really a word.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is the fun part of it. And so I think definitely eroticy right now, I'm very proud of all the work that has gone into it, all the people who have come behind it and really gotten behind it, pushed it forward, and I'm very proud of it.
Nice. Well, I want to say congratulations. When I first heard, I was like, okay, this is a vibe. And then I went to go eat. Of course, I got to be Google my people, like who all it is. Went to the YouTube and all. I was like, okay. But then you had posted something on your Instagram. And people were saying you have to show people like the back end. Like you were talking about, oh, it's fabulous, but like it was 2:00 in the morning and you're yawning and you still have to make it look fabulous. Like, how is that? Like, how do you deal with like to be fresh and be up? Like, how did you deal with that? How did you deal with the mental of like, bro, I'm tired, but right now I'm fire. Like,
yeah, right. It's a balance. I have a great team. I have a really great team who
shout out to Savannah, right?
Shout out to Savannah, shout out to Jennifer, shout out to Ray, shout out to everybody on the team. That if I get in my own head about, oh, is the shot right? And is this, they'll snap me back real quick. They're like, come on, you're fabulous. Do it.
Right.
And you're like, okay, you're right. Let's do it.
Like, so do you play the piano?
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I like it. I was like, she over there. She was like, first we saw the the segment of you yawning. Then you was at the piano. I was like, okay, true leadership. That's what it's all about. So let's dive into like, what are some of the tips you would give to like new upcoming artists or people who are interested in being in the music industry?
I think it goes back to my first answer to say you're gonna make mistakes. Like, embrace it and lean into it. Like it sucks and it's scary and it's hard and it's embarrassing sometimes, and you just have to go through those things to get to, Beyonce's at her level and Rihanna's at her level and Nicki Minaj, because they've done it so many times. They've done the interview. They've done, they've refined their look and their feel and everything. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. And the internet is your best friend. Like this sounds so silly, but I'm so obsessed with the fact that like, as an independent artist, I can find any information about anything I want that I think is important for me to know as an artist. So like if I need to know, am I, protecting myself and my royalties and my music, and how do I do that? Like I get online and I constantly am just like a wealth of, searching for information.
Knowledge. Google is our best friend. And YouTube. And YouTube.
So make sure you know what you're doing and research the heck out of what you want to do with your art. Yeah.
Right. I feel that 100%. Use the tools that are given to us. So that's really important. So we're talking about people, but I wanted to know, like, what do you want people to know you for, or what do you want people to think about you when you're not around anymore? What is your legacy?
Yes. I want people to be influenced to live their own best life.
Ooh.
I think that everybody has something that they love. And I am like such an advocate for find what you love and figure out how to do it and make a living doing it.
Nice.
And or don't make a living doing it, but figure out how to do it with your life.
Right.
I think that's so important. And I think, life is so short. People think, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, or I'll do that next week, or I'll do that when XYZ happens. And it's like, we're not getting younger. We're not getting, it's life moves on. So do it now. Do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah.
So talk about doing it now. Like, so my next question will be like, what is your routine? Like we all have, because they said that successful people leave trails, right? So what is like your routine? What can you share with us that you think, one should know to become their greatest version? What have you infused into your life to like help you to be more successful and more productive?
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm loving these questions. They're so good. I would say, well, my routine is that generally I wake up in the morning, I meditate. I try to meditate every single day because I feel totally like disorganized if I don't.
Yeah.
It definitely centers me. If you're not into meditation, I highly recommend it. Just because like any chaos you feel, it definitely kind of help centralize whatever's going on.
Yes.
So definitely I meditate every single day. I like to, stay fit and go to the gym and work on music. I try to do that as much as I can. There's a lot of like little things. I read every morning for about 20 minutes.
Nice.
That's something I've done on and off, but the new year I've really been like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to read. I'm reading a book called Atomic Habits, which is really
the Tom?
Atomic Habits.
Oh, Atomic Habits. Ooh, that should be intriguing.
Yes. Yeah. It's all about what we're talking about right now. It's about how to implement like practical habits that can help you achieve success. And I'm such a like big, go big or go home type person.
Yeah.
It's been very good for me to say, it's unrealistic for me to read for an hour a day. I just don't have time. But you know what? When I wake up, I like to drink my morning coffee. Let me listen to an audiobook while I do that.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah. So like little things, I think there's no, there's no like cookie cutter for this will make you successful.
Yeah.
If you, like what I would kind of suggest to people is that whatever your niche is, if you're in business or if you're in music or if you're in fashion or whatever, like you said, success leaves clues. Search people who you admire, who you want to be where they are, and see what they do. I mean, again, the internet is amazing. And there's tons of interviews out there for like all different people talking about their success habits. And I feel like I've done enough listening to podcasts and research that I'm like, oh, that person has this habit and this person has that habit and this person has that habit. Maybe I should read for 15 minutes every day.
No, I totally agree with that. Before, growing up, I didn't, was raised like, oh, I'm going to be read every day. But I know, like you said, listen to different podcasts, watching other successful people. The clues are you have to be reading, you have to be feeding your mind information. It's like giving it the gas to continue to go and continue to progress. So, I have to be reading my book. I don't do every day, but my goal is to read something towards putting that fuel inside of my brain as well. So my next question to you is, what is your favorite quote or affirmation or a mantra that you have really just infused into your life and it's like a must have? Like, when you're feeling some type of way, you tell yourself what?
My most recent one is where focus goes, energy flows.
Ooh.
That's my most recent one because I feel like, especially in our industry, it's so easy to get lost in likes and comments and dislikes and this and that. And like, I was talking to Savannah this morning, shout out to the team. And I was telling her, like, I get so wrapped up in these numbers that really do nothing for me. I mean, are people connecting? Are people, like, if people leave a comment, that's important. But it's like, does it have 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 views? It's like, well, whatever. It's out there. So
I want to say, shout out to KLM on the ones and twos. I see you. Shout out to Some Kind of Nice. Shout out to you. And for my people on Twitch, shout out to you guys, and my people on Facebook, shout out to you guys right quick. So yeah, let's continue to dive deep. So your favorite, what was the mantra? I didn't hear. What was your quote? What's your where energy? Say it again.
Where focus goes, energy
flows. Nice. I like that very much. So today, I had a quote. It says, patience, persistence, and perseverance make an unbeatable combination for success.
I like that.
That's a vibe, right? And it's literally...
What's the other one?
So it's patience, persistence, and perseverance make an unbeatable combination for success.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? Literally, everybody that is successful that we know of have all of these. You have to be patient because nothing is going to be like, right there. And you have to be persistent. You got to be like, okay, this is what you want. Just like my brand. I've been doing my brand, child, on it. Okay. And you just have to have that perseverance, like that go-getter. It might not work. I think, who said that? It might not work like today or tomorrow, but you never know. If you continue to be progressive and persistent, it's going to work, next week. So I always kind of like tell myself, just be patient with thyself and just keep it going. Keep it going. So yeah. So tell us, what else, if you weren't an artist, what else would you be doing?
Oh, well, I kind of do this, but if I wasn't doing music full time, I would be teaching full time. And I coach people, and I do consulting and coaching. But yeah, I love teaching. I love working with people and coaching them and helping them. So
yes, the audience doesn't really know that, but I wanted you to start, talking about your brand. What is the name of your organization or your company where you teach? Like, everybody, if you guys are listening or listening at the later time, Miss Alaura, she is an awesome teacher. We saw, I went on her website and I saw all the testimonials of the different, girls, like really this, letting us know how important you are into the world. I feel like that is so powerful. Yes, being an artist is amazing, but when you are like paving the way for like another human being, I feel like that's so like, that's phenomenal. And I want you to talk about, how did you get into that avenue? What inspired you to even become a teacher? Like, I also have a teacher kind of background, but I wanted to know who kind of like paved that way for you to say like, yo, you're an awesome teacher and you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom. Like, you need to go ahead and share that with the world. So talk about that.
Well, I think there's two things. One, my mother is a music teacher. And
Oh, nice.
she's a music teacher in a public school, and she is like an amazing teacher, amazing piano player, which is where I started doing that. And she always was like, "You should be a teacher," and I was like, "Ew, no, I don't want to do that."
Really?
Yeah, and then I think like my addiction to knowledge and being such a junkie for how does this work and how does this happen, and
Yeah.
has just made me really an expert on a lot of the pieces of being an artist and performing and music. And I went to school for, music composition. So really like the techniques of writing a song.
Wow.
And so just over the years, people have constantly been like, will you teach me? Will you help me? Will you do this? And once in a while, like if I have the time, I do the consulting for other people.
Yeah.
And I love how much it affects, like you said, it's such a beautiful thing when they're like calling me about, oh my gosh, my song this, or I did this, or I do coach teen girls, which is one of my favorite things. I love that you're doing that too. That's a beautiful thing.
That's what I'm saying. When I was researching you, I was like, oh my God, she's like the twin version of me as well. Like we were so aligned. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have her on the show. So that's what kind of like helped seal the deal. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, it's so fun to work with teen girls. And so I kind of have two people that I work with. I work with teen girls in a program called Unseen to Queen, which is through my company, Lovelight Sound Music. Nice. And I coach the girls, and I really started working with the girls, and I realized, wow, like, yeah, this is about music, but it's so much more about themselves.
Yes.
And I didn't know that as a teen. I was very shy. I was very uncomfortable. I knew I was good at music, but that was it. And it was like all these tools that I've learned as a performer and a writer and all of those things have influenced the way I talk to people, have influenced the way that I carry myself, have influenced the way I make eye contact, like really basic life skills that being a musician has kind of molded me. And so I find the same thing with my girls is like they come and they're shy, but they love music. And, just we create a space for them to feel comfortable in their body and feel confident and feel okay to make mistakes. And it's cool to see, I have a few students. One of my favorite students, like testimonials, was a girl who came to me and she like wouldn't sing in front of me. She was like, oh, I got to turn around and whatever. And I was like, okay.
That's different.
So shy. And now she like just was the star of her school play for Christmas. So it's like so cool to see, hey, you don't have to wait till you're my age to figure out how to love yourself and have confidence and all that.
Yeah, I love that your program really tackles helping the young girls with confidence, because when you're confident in something, you become confident in oneself. Right. So I love that you said that, and actually that's what the program embodies, and I think that's so cool as well. So kudos to you. I want to say congratulations. Yeah. And in terms of like songwriting, okay, so I write songs, but I'm not trained. I literally just come from the heart. So I definitely look forward to having our session. I'm like, oh my God, I asked the universe for somebody to help me to like, to like get my things together. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. So I'm excited to be able to connect with you in that way. So yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing like that. We didn't really talk about that, but the other side of it is that I do work with adults like yourself. Yeah. And we've kind of transitioned the program specifically. It was specifically for musicians. And I've found like a lot of creative people in general come to me about, oh, I'm good at this, or I like to do this, but I don't know how to put myself out there. And I don't know, it's a lot of the same stuff, only adults. And so I have a program called The Willing Creative. And I work with, people there too. So
I love that. That sounds so fun and interesting. So it's literally only online, right? You don't have like a tangible place for right now.
Right now, it's only online. We've tried, we're working on getting studio space, but with COVID, unfortunately, there's a lot of restrictions and people are very hesitant to
Same here. Same
it's
here.
great. I mean, we have the internet, and it's like, you and I are 1,000 miles apart.
I know, right? And we're still connected, right?
Yeah, so it's cool to be able to get on the computer and say, hey, it doesn't matter,
Yeah. So we're talking about music. So besides yourself, who else is on your playlist? Like I'm a music junkie. Like I have to listen to music every single day, all through the day. So I literally have thousands of music in my head. But who is in your head?
In my head, I always go back to Whitney Houston. She's a huge influence.
See, we're here. Like we're here. Okay, continue. My bad.
No,
Go ahead.
no. I mean, and that's what that's the response I almost always get is like, oh, Whitney Houston. But she's so magical in the way that she sings and performs and all of that. I really love Anderson .Paak and Silk Sonic. I don't know if you know them, but him and Bruno Mars have been like really killing the game lately, and they're real. Also like real musicians that play instruments. And
I mean, was that shade?
No shade. Real like playing instrument musicians. No shade to everybody.
But we got to give the shout out to the musicians, okay? Because you can have artists and musicians.
I said musicians. Yes.
Yes. So shout out.
People who read music. That's to me like people who do that. So I always gravitate towards people like that just because that's what I do, and it inspires me because that's kind of like they have a different writing like when you read music and know music and can not even technically read music, because I know a lot of great people who don't read music, but when you have that like writing skill and reading skill and playing skill, it's a little bit different. And so I tend to gravitate towards those musicians. So no shade to anybody. Don't be mad. You froze. I don't know if I'm still on the broadcast. I'm not sure if everybody can still hear me or not. We got interrupted. What should I do? Oh no, she got bumped off. I guess I should leave. All right, we'll be back. Commercial break.
It's literally wow. I just cannot believe. Alaura,
I'm here.
oh my.
You're here. Is it working? Oh
Oh,
man. Are you here?
just exploded.
What exploded?
The you know the pole that give you like the electricity and stuff. Do you
Shut
know
up.
like I'm so staring. It just exploded like whoosh.
Outside your window?
I saw the whole thing. I was like, what?
Oh my gosh. That's kind of
I
scary.
hope it. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, and there's a whole rack of businesses over there next to like a dentist and there's like an art studio and like businesses and stuff like that. I hope everybody's okay.
Yikes.
That is a big yikes. But guess what? The show must go on. Okay. I was like, yo, we was having a vibe right quick. I was like, let me just try it again. But and I will say like my next quote is like, let everything flows naturally, never force anything, conversation, relationship, friendships, attention, or love. If it's meant to be, then it will be. What flows, flows, what crashes, crashes. It is what it is.
Wow.
And I said, let me try. And I went and I was like, it flowed. And I see you came back. I was like, okay, it's meant to be. The show must go on, period.
Wow. Not
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a little interesting. So my next question to you right now is who is your celebrity crush? Like I have tons, but who's like the person like, oh my God, when you see them, you like, oh child, Lord Jesus, I love me some him or whoever, like, huh? Who's your celebrity crush?
Who's my celebrity crush? I've been asked that before. I don't know. I feel like I have celebrity crushes based on people I like want to work with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, ooh, I would love to work with Chris Brown. Yes.
Oh, child, yes, Hunty. Because he's just a hit maker. I just feel like when he touched like him and like popcorn and like so much other art, like soon as their voice like is presented on wax, it's just so magical. Like
Yeah, it's
he's
fabulous.
amazing.
The sound and everything. So I'm always like, oh,
So
yeah.
who else do you want to work with? So Chris Brown, that's inevitable. That's a given. He's the golden child.
I have a weird crush on Chris Martin from Coldplay. I like adore him, and I think that he looks like so not my type, but totally somebody I would just love to work with. I think that he's probably such a down to earth guy and really fun, and a great musician and writer. And so I would love to work with Chris Martin. I have like more girl celebrity crushes than guys. But
who's your girl celebrity crush?
like again, people I would love to work with. I would love to work with Lady Gaga. I think she's fabulous, phenomenal. I would love to work with Lauryn Hill. I would love to work with Minaj. I think she would be really cool to work with. Yeah. So that's kind of like I don't like, oh, I wish we would be together type.
No, not like I wish we could be together. It's just like, oh, yup.
I mean,
I like that. I like that.
There's a lot.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Anybody in the Chris Brown bracket is probably in there.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay. Right. I just had an ask, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So my next question would be to you is, so what is it that you want to do next? Like you're a teacher now, you are a successful, artist. What is your next mission? Like, I'm about to do this. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do.
I think my answer to that is everything I'm doing on the next level. So like I love coaching and I love consulting. I would love for that to turn into like conferences for women and conferences for teens.
Nice.
And conferences for creative people. Big online classes where we have 2,000 people in the room. That would be fabulous. I would
inspired.
Really
You've been talking about it. You've been talking about it.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, and same thing with music. I think that I just went to the studio this weekend to work on the next single. I'm like, everybody keeps asking me what's next, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know. So we started
You
working on the next single, which I'm
you're
very
making it
excited.
flow naturally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And then
Yeah.
hopefully an album this year, a tour, everything, all the good things. So
Nice. Oh, so speaking about tour, I wanted to know where, if you can travel anywhere right now, take away the restriction that they talk about. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. No, 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 no. We're not talking about that. We're
that's
talking
right.
about what we gonna do. What do you want to do? Because remember, whatever we want, we have to speak it into existence. So, where do you want to travel that you have not been thus far, or where have you traveled? Like, yo, I'm trying to go back there again.
Mm. I have always wanted to go to Greece. That's
Ooh,
like always been a big one on my list. I think
yes,
it's just really pretty. I've always wanted to go there.
yes,
I for music purposes, Eroticy has gotten a lot of great response in the UK. People in the
nice.
UK are really loving it, and so I would love to get there this year and do a show. I think that could be really fun. I've never been, and
Nice.
I would like to go to Australia or New Zealand.
Australia.
Yeah, I think that would
Yes.
be cool too. So
You want to go
I
on
like to
vacation?
travel anywhere. I travel the states a lot, so anywhere
Yeah.
would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are all nice places. Greece. So did you have you like researched like what is the best time to like travel over there? Like
I not really. I guess I'll have to start doing that when tour comes.
because you
Decide.
don't want to be going there the wrong month and you in the
I
hotel like I'm cold. I'm like
raining.
you can't no man. You have to do the research. Remember, whatever we want, we put it into existence. And that's what it is. But you got to know what you want. So put that.
I like it. I'm gonna do
Yes,
some
ma'am.
research. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so we were talking about success, but what does success mean to you? Because that means, for certain people, success could mean like I finally live on my own by myself. So I'm successful. So
Mhm.
success could be, I finally got my first car, or and success could be I made my first million. What does success mean to you?
I agree. I think that success is totally and should be what is important to you. So, like for me, success means that I have created freedom for myself in terms of financial freedom and time freedom.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
the two things that I've always kind of like. That's been the end goal. Is I want to do
Yeah.
my music. I want to have time freedom. I want to have financial freedom.
Yeah.
So that would be successful to me. And then, of course, being happy, I
Yeah.
think is the ultimate measure of success is like, well, do lots of people make a lot of money or lots of people do different things. And it's like, in
Yes.
terms of success, it's whatever, but it's like they hate it. And so I think being happy and fulfilled and serving a purpose like on earth and in the world, which I
Yeah.
love, when I work with my students or, consulting anybody or
Yeah.
coaching them, it's like such a rewarding feeling that, I just do it because I love it. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I definitely feel like, on your journey to like becoming your greatest version and find out your purpose, like if you're not happy, it's just like you're not going to be fulfilled. And I feel like even if you have like $1 million and you don't have that happiness, like you that's not success for real, because you have to have that balance where, yes, I love what I do and I'm happy with who I am and I got some coins.
And I got my million, right?
I got my money, okay? Like we gotta have all that. So I really wanted to talk. So I have like 30 habits of a happy person. But yeah, I knew that was gonna come. But what are like the 30 habits of happiness? So what are the things that you feel that possess a happy person? So I'm going to give you a few examples and then you could kind of talk about what do you think that means. So definitely to be kind, Okay, eat well, exercise, meditate. We talked about that. So you know you in the category of happy people. Okay. Dreaming big. We're just talking about all the things that you're going to be accomplishing, along the years. Be patient with oneself, judge less. Okay, smile often. Okay, we in a pageant right now because we've been cheesing the whole time, right? Love yourself, right? Forgive easily, show gratitude, think positively, but drink lots of H2O. Okay. Exercise self-discipline. So I have like a lot other ones, but I wanted to know what are some of the things that exercise a happy person.
Ooh,
in your definition.
Yeah, I'm with all of those. I mean, it's funny that we mentioned most of those already.
Yeah, we did. That was
About
so
that.
cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I guess we're in the right, category.
We're aligned, darling. And I knew we were from the time when I was like, yo, let me research her and see, because I feel like the universe always bring people who are aligned to me, and we're like our alignment is together, and it's good to just, really like tap into oneself and know like everything is happening for you, not to you. So I just knew you coming in and say, let's connect. It was time for us to connect. So yes.
Yeah. I think that that list is perfect. It's great. A lot of those things is what I would say to other people. I would say, like, I think the number one thing for happiness that you have to do first before any of those is you have to figure out what is your happiness. Because everybody, especially with social media, is like, it'll make me happy to do this because that person's doing it. I saw a picture of them and they look really happy. And it's like, you don't even know them,
Yeah.
So I think before you have self-care and you do all of those things, you really need to identify, what is it that makes me happy? And I think people put a lot of stock into, it will make me happy to have $1 million, or it will make me to have a Grammy, or all of those things. And it's like, well, why? Because, they say the only reason you want something is because you think you will feel better in the having of it.
Right.
So, those things are great, but it's like, what makes me happy? And for me personally, I love to be in nature. I love to feel connected spiritually. Yes,
ma'am. I know, like literally, like you're my sister. You're my sister, 100%. My other twin. Like seriously, we're so aligned. We're so similar. So yeah. Continue.
Cool. No, I love it. I mean, all of those things is really, really important, and making sure, like, I think, even with that list, just kind of what I was saying is like, don't go meditate because that seems like that's what you're supposed to do to be successful. Like some people's version of meditation is sitting and going home. Some people's version of meditation is walking outside without their shoes on. Some people's meditation is, doing other things. So even like those things, you have to decide, how do I cater this specifically to me and make my life, a version of my happiness? Because everybody's different. Like I hate to play sports. Sorry to everybody. I love you all. But sports is like not my thing. So that's fine. Like some people get lost in that. They love running. I'm like, oh my God. I don't want to do that. Running for what? Is there then I don't know.
That's crazy.
Some people love it. So it's
look, I grew up with shot put and discus and doing the 50 meter. It's just either it's in you or it's not. Like it's just either. Yeah.
That one missed me.
I still have my trophy from high school. Some of it got misplaced for all the moving or what have you, but yeah, I love like swimming. I love swimming. Like I thought I was gonna be some type of Olympian. I thought I was going to actually go to the like literally in high school. I was so good doing shot put and discus. I thought I was going to be going to the Olympics, like on the so serious. And then,
if I was good at it, I would totally do it.
But the universe said, no, we have something way more fabulous for you. Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that. But number 17 was put your needs first. So I like what you said. Like, it doesn't matter what nobody else is doing. You have to be aligned with oneself and figure out, what do you need? Right. Yes. Yeah. So, and number 20 was listen to understand. So literally I've been, even though, when you're doing an interview, you have to speak, it's important for me to like listen to all the things that you're doing. I'm jotting down all the things that you're doing in terms of, your mother being your first influence, teaching you music and actually using, teaching to help boost, the universe and the students' life to become more confident, and then that kind of like make you feel good. So I'm always in tune to be able to listen to what other people are saying. So that was like number 20, to listen to understand. So yeah. Do you have any other thoughts?
That's a very hard one for an artist. That's very important. If you're an artist and you're listening, if you're anything like me, I'm like, no. But I have definitely spent the last year or two learning how to, listen to others and listen to advice. And, it's okay to not do everything and be everything. And, some people give you advice because they want to put, have their input, but it's like, you have to evaluate, is this person the authority to tell me whatever they're saying? And if they are, it's really important for me to listen to that if I want to get to the next level.
I like that. No, that's really, I like that. The other one is select friends that lift you up. So I know as you're evolving within oneself, like your environment changed. So let's talk about how you had to like pivot in terms of who you hang out with, where you go. Do you find yourself more of like a homebody and being like protecting your energy now that you're more successful in your life? Like, let's talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's a great question. That's a hard one that I think as an artist, you're not prepared for. No one really tells you that you will very, very likely lose friends and lose relationships with family.
You better talk about it.
That's right. It's true, and it sucks, and nobody talks about it.
Nope.
But it's really important to be okay with that. And that's really hard. I mean, like, my music has always kind of been like just my purpose and my passion, and something I it was inside me. I had to pursue it, and nothing, I couldn't even explain why sometimes. But not, this is sounds cliche, and I've heard it in so many podcasts, so it feels funny for me to say it, but everybody's like, the vision is given to you, and it's not for everybody. And like, man, that's an easy thing to say, but it's really hard to be okay with your brother, sister, mother, cousin being like, that's dumb. Or why would you do that? Or when are you going to give up on that? And it's like, you have to get to a point where you're not even trying to make them see. They'll see.
Right.
Watch my interview. You know what I mean? Like, they'll see.
That's so good. Oh my God. I feel like you over here reading my journals. I don't even know what's going on, but like, seriously, when you are like literally on that journey of developing yourself and becoming your greatest version, you're going to lose so much people. And I've learned, like, I literally have to be okay with it. Like, everybody can't go with me, as much as it hurts so much. They said like, okay, so you might be holding on to a teddy bear that's really hurting you. Every time you hold it, it's like cutting your finger. So that's kind of part of like your family, a little bit of, somebody you used to love that you're not with anymore. And if you can just let that go, okay, you have a beautiful, the biggest teddy bear that's waiting for you. That's your other section of your life, the other, abundance of your life waiting for you to embrace. If you can let go of that one little tiny teddy bear, you could be better. So I've literally been learning how to just let go of that little small teddy bear and just accept the abundance. So that takes time and it hurts so bad. Like,
and you know what? There's no like graduation of that where it's like, hey, I'm successful now. It doesn't hurt my feelings when X family member still doesn't care or still doesn't listen to my music. It still hurts my feelings. Like I'll be a Grammy award, whatever. And it will still be like, I saw an interview with Drake and his album was like #1 immediately. And his dad was, I think, in Africa or something. Okay. And he called his dad and he's like, hey, do you know what's going on in the States? And he's like, oh yeah. I heard your album was like doing really well or something. Yeah. And he was like, yo, that's still like, he didn't listen to it.
And he was like, what?
Like,
yo, that got to hurt just a smidgen.
And the whole world validates. I mean, Drake has millions of people who love him, but it's like, so you still want your dad to be like, good job, So that's a forever, I believe, battle of, okay, that's okay that they didn't like it or they didn't read it or that's been a huge switch for me as an artist. And I think it's something that would behoove a lot of artists to stop catering, or not even artists, us creative people, to stop catering our art to everybody. The people in our life that we want to validate us, because they're not our fans, they're not our customers, they're not our clients, they're not our, they're not our people. And that's okay. There are people for other things. There are people to cry on the shoulder and things like that. But you can't make your brother or your cousin your fan. Like they listen to the alternative rock and I sing R&B.
Exactly.
Oh, well, So
no, I could totally relate.
Yeah, that want to, because there's different categories. You just got to know who's where.
Oh, you better talk about it. I don't know where. I think I might have been listening to a podcast. It might have been Ayana, but she was just like literally saying, when people come into your life, you have to know, or it could have been a pastor. It could have been a pastor, but he was saying, or they were saying, you literally have to know where to put the people in the category if you in your life. Because if you go ahead and put somebody who you put them in a place where they're rooted, but they're really a leaf, you're gonna be in serious trouble. Ooh, so you gotta, people come in your life, they're leaves, okay, they're stems, or they're rooted. Okay. And you have to know those three differences. And once you learn how to discern that kind of information, then you become literally like your greatest version, because then you will know, like, yeah, he cute, but I can't sleep with him. He gonna be gone in a week. Child, please. I know I'm cute, but you can't get him. No,
you don't get this energy, right?
No, you can't get this.
That's right.
So, or it's just like, yeah, I know that you might be my mom, but you maybe you just a stem in this season. Maybe I'm going to see you in another season. You know what I mean? For another purpose, when you have become your greatest version, because people grow at different pace, and we got to be accepting where they are. It doesn't matter the relationship that you have with one.
Right.
So, and they were saying, like, if you lose a sister, the universe is going to bring you back another sister. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. That is your soul tribe.
Right.
And I think your soul tribe supports you way more than like your so-called blood sister. Yes. And we have to learn, as creative, we have to learn how to accept that. That shit hurt. Mm-hmm. But you're going to have to learn that. And that's like part of the sacrifice you have to make as an artist, being able to let go. So, yeah.
And you have to be okay when they say, at a party, I always knew you were going to be successful. And you're like,
okay, yes, exactly. I hear that all the time. I just did my newsletter. Shout out again to my brand. Like, we came a long way. And I was just saying, like, I had teachers say, oh, I always knew that you're going to be an amazing star or what have you. I was like, so why y'all ain't even tell me that? Why you was so hard on me or whatever? But my teacher was just like, because I wouldn't have heard him. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't have accepted that at that time. You see what I'm saying? Because I was hearing another podcast, like even you become a millionaire in your mind and your body, you become a star in your mind and your body before it presents itself in the real time. So you have to be ready for what you ask for.
That's right.
There's a lot of soul searching out here in these screens. I've been diving deep, and I see that you have been too as well. So yeah. Ciao. So no, but so let's talk about like as you're like developing, is certain things like you deal with like mental like breakdowns. Like, did you ever have a situation where like, yo, me cut off everybody, me not talk to nobody, me no want to see nobody, me not depend no social media, like I don't care, like bro, don't call me. Have you ever been to that stage? Because I know all artists.
Not this year.
Let's talk about that. What is your mindset at this point, and what led up to that point? Like,
I am doing a better job. Like, it's a tricky thing to be an artist because it's like, hey, go do this thing where you're really vulnerable and you connect with people and you talk about your feelings and you share with people in public and on stage. And then, especially as an independent artist, okay, now turn that off. You're the businesswoman now.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. What do you mean? What do you mean don't be emotional about like a business deal? That's what makes me money over here. Like now you want me to not do that? And so that's been a really constant reworking for me of figuring out, like, I've been doing a lot of research on emotional intelligence, which is just kind of like understanding triggers and things that make you feel a certain way and not letting yourself go spiraling down certain holes. And, actors and musicians, maybe even with fashion, where it's like certain things can really put you in a place that's not great. Or, writing a song can really, there's a lot of things I would love to write about, but I'm also like, ooh, I don't know if I want to go there.
A little risque.
Right. So, I think that I think that happens to every artist. I think it happens to every creative person because I think us creative people are in touch with ourselves on a different level than maybe the average person who isn't like expressing themselves through painting or drawing or fashion or music or rapping or whatever their art is. People who are not creative, it's like, I don't know that they're as tapped in. That, not to say they're incapable of that, but it's like we're tapped into how we're feeling on a different level. And so every artist I know, I have never met an artist who's like, yeah, I know, I'm cool all the time. I'm like, no, that's cool. How?
That's what I'd be like, yo, you crazy. I'm like, it's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be a certain kind of crazy. You meaning like, I'm not gonna go there, or I'm not gonna talk to this person, or it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do this deal. Everybody might think, oh, this person is kind of like whatever, but when we come together, it's magic. So I don't care if you calling me crazy. You see what I'm saying? You just gotta do what's best for you, period. So I don't ever care like about what nobody says about me anymore. You know what I mean? Like, as you're growing up as an artist and you're feeling like, oh, what are they gonna say? Because we all like, I had a bully in high school, and the craziest thing, like, I was a lifeguard, right? And so when I was like 18 or whatever, this bully came to my pool, and I was like, you're not coming in, because remember, this person used to be trying to like come and see me because I was very like, kind of shy. I didn't speak proper English. I'm from Jamaica. So it was just like, I stand out like a sore thumb. But when I stepped in my power, it was just like, it felt so good. The moral of the story is just like, step into your power and don't let nobody come and come and like, what?
That's
what
right.
was said, what was said. So it just felt good to be able to stand up to somebody who throughout the years was kind of like talking mad junk about me and stuff like that. And now it's just like, girl, I'm fired. Like, you look. But anyway, whatever. I'm just trying to put that out there. All I'm saying, I want to shout out to the people who are doing the damn thing. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. That's right.
So I wanted to let's talk about like your other influences in your life. You were talking about, your mom, your mom is a musician in terms of she played piano. Like, who else influenced you? Because we were talking about some people just be kind of like hating, whatever, they don't support. A lot of people in your family, like, who else has been like that influential person in your life that say like, yo, like, I need for you to continue to do your work. Your work is amazing. It is essential in the universe. Who has been that influential person in your life?
Oh, I think that, again, not to sound like whatever, but I feel like, again, with my addiction to like always being better and always having more knowledge and all of that, I feel like I'm very particular about anybody who comes into my life, good, bad, mean, nice, bully, cheerleader, whoever they are. I feel like, how is that serving me becoming my best self? And I feel like, like you said, it's done for you, not to you. That's so true. And every relationship I've been in, I felt like has made me a better woman, regardless of how or why. I feel like every music encounter I've had has made me better. Every show I've played, good or bad, a mess or not, screaming fans, like everything in between. And I feel like everybody along the way has kind of influenced me to this point, because I always try to be very aware of how is that going to make me better? How can I be a better interviewer from this experience? How can I be a better woman from this experience? How can I be a better artist from this experience? And sometimes I have to kick myself and say, that sucked. Or, I didn't mean to do that. And sometimes I'm like, yay, good for me. Of course, my mother particularly is a musician, and she right away, I was so mesmerized by the piano. I just loved it. So that was a huge influence. My dad is a business person, so his business influence made me be very interested in, I was a 12-year-old kid being like, Dad, we have to copyright these songs because
wow.
And he like would mail them to the Library of Congress. Like, they're probably in an article somewhere, but little things like that, like really teach me how to protect myself and my rights, which has always been very, very important. And then my piano teacher growing up, I was with her for, 10 years. Wow. She was a huge influence for me. And then, like I said, everybody really along the way. Honestly, it's been a weird thing because it's like, people have always kind of been saying to me, wow, you're going to be so successful and you're going to do so great with music. And it always kind of made me feel like, oh, guys, that's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure.
But, so it made me like sometimes beat myself up of like, oh, I'm not doing enough. And other times it really pushed me of like, people really believe in what I'm doing and what I'm saying and putting into the world. So,
yeah, I love that. I love that you said that other people teach you, especially like different relationships, because you kind of do that reflect and say, okay, what did I do that could have been better? So I definitely relate with that. And then people who come into your world, maybe for a season or a couple of seasons, teach you like, okay, I need to work on that. I remember this person, how, they did this, their routine was like this. They made sure like, they're up on, making sure they get their music copyright. So like your dad taught you to be more diligent in terms of your business. And then like your mom helped you with that creative side. And then everybody else come and kind of help infuse you to like become your greatest version now. So that's I love that concept because that's so true. That is so true. Like if our past relationship make us better for the next relationship. That's so I love that. Love that very much. So I know like we all have to like look beautiful, especially for the females and stuff like that. Like I feel like it's kind of a pressure, but it's like no pressure at the same time. I wanted to know what is like your beauty like regimen. What do you do? People always ask me like, what do you do for your skin, Sheridonna? Like
I want to know that.
What is your beauty routine or like your beauty tip? Like, yo, I have to do this every day. Like it's certain things I have to do every single day. It makes me feel good, and then my skin be nice. You know what I'm saying? But what is like your go-to must-have thing? And then what is your favorite makeup where you must have when y'all leave the O's? I must have X, Y, and Z.
Okay. I have a few answers to that.
Okay.
So the deep and beautiful answer is that I think that being happy is the best thing you can do for looking beautiful. Because if you've ever been in a really bad place in life, I always like, I do this with myself sometimes where it's like, if you've ever been in a bad place in life and then you've been in a really great place in life, go look at 2 pictures from those times.
That is spot on, and I've done that. Like I've done that. No shade, but when I was married, I looked like when I was 40. No shade, and everyone was like, "Yo, Sheridonna, how do you look younger than you was before?" I'm like, bro, because I'm happy though. Like I'm my best life over here in these streets. Even though it's nice to be married or whatever, but it's just like your spirit is like takes on a whole nother life. So I definitely believe that too.
Yeah, I totally believe that there's like they say there's like a pregnant lady glow. Like I agree that there's like a beauty, like a self-love glow. So that's honestly, and that's people are like, whatever. But like I said, literally go look at 2 pictures of yourself. Don't listen to me.
That's real talk. That's
because
real
you'll be like, oh my gosh, I was just showing a picture of myself from a while back to somebody else, and I was like, I look technically the same, but I just look so sad and not happy and unhappy, and I can tell. I remember how I felt during that time. So number 1 is just be happy.
I feel like your inner glow will come through.
Yeah, number 2 is that I have to have eyelashes on every single day. So totally obsessed with them. They make me feel so much better. Like I don't care about any other makeup. I don't care anything. But if my eyelashes have to be on, I had no eyelashes on the other day, and my sister-in-law was like, "I've never seen you like
you looked. Who are you?"
No, every once in a while I actually like to do sometimes when you dress up a lot, you wear a lot of makeup, you know, do the whole fabulous thing. Sometimes it's nice to like do a mask and have no makeup on, and you're like, I look fabulous. I look so
Talk
pretty.
about it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's always fun. But my eyelashes always, I'm obsessed with them. And then hoops are like a thing that people know me for. I've downgraded a little bit as I grow
the size.
My wisdom. I used to rock the big ones. I love to wear my hoops. So those are kind of my beauty things. My makeup, I'm a very big Mary Kay like advocate. It feels so good on my skin and healthy, and it's like the lightest makeup I've ever. I don't do it or sell it or anything. I just love it.
I would contest they have like the eye pencil. Oh my god, it goes on so smooth. I've never found another one that have went on so smooth and lasts so long. I'm like, bruh, and I try to find that again. I'm like, I don't even know. Anyway, but I would say that. But mine has to be the lips.
Ooh,
I'm
I do love a good lipstick. I gotta throw that in.
I need to have my gloss and my red lipstick, bro. If I don't have nothing else, if my hair is a hot mess, I will put this up in a nice little bantu knots real quick. I put it in a wrap real quick. I don't have to have no eyelashes. I would just brush my eyebrows, put my lipstick on. Child, we together. What do you mean? I'm together. What's my lipstick?
Lipstick is another one. I second that. I add that to my list because I love to have a good lipstick on.
Yeah.
My mother, that comes from my grandmother, actually. She always had her red lipstick and her nails done. I love my nails done too.
Oh,
I'm a girl.
Lips have to match like the nails. Does it not? Like,
yes.
I feel like once your nails is done, I feel together. You know what I'm saying? You can have a pair of jeans on, nails, lips, you're fine.
Oh, yes.
100%. Yes. So do you have, okay, so I'm going to share a quote with you and then we're just going to vibe off that. So the quote is, I am not one who was born in the possession of knowledge. I am one who is fond of iniquities and earnest in seeking it there. So did you hear what I said?
I did.
So, so what do you feel about that? Like, we're not born with the knowledge, but when we seek it, like, you love it. Like you say, you're like a junkie in terms of like knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like, if you seek something, you will obtain it. Just like you were seeking kind of like success in the music industry, and you would get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, that's great. That's a great quote. Definitely words to live by. I mean, definitely what we've been kind of talking about in terms of knowledge is so much information and power. Is so much power. It gives you so much power to feel like empowered. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that.
We have to continue to read things. Like I said, feed our mind with information that's going to empower us. I wanted to ask you kind of like a personal question. We were talking about marriage, but so I have a quote and then I have a question for you, right? Okay. So the quote is, or I should say like the saying, don't marry the one you love. Instead, marry the one who loves you. Child.
Interesting.
And that one, I want you to really, don't let that go over your head. I want you to understand this one, because this one right here can save you from getting divorced.
Interesting.
Man, don't marry the one you love.
Right.
Marry the one that loves you. That means, for real, a woman, we not supposed to love the man more than he loved us. Period. That's on God.
Ooh, that's good.
Be equally yoked.
Yes.
And have somebody that it is complimentary to you.
Yes.
100%. Not that he fine and he got coins. Yes, that's in the bucket of the things.
Right.
But first, let him be equally yoked. You cannot be attached to a donkey when you're a stallion. Not saying that we animals, but you know, we all over this animal, but you know, we all have animalistic things. But this is so important. I wanted to share that with you because let's talk about it. Like,
what was your personal question?
The question is like, are you going to get married, right? And then the next question is, what do you feel about the quote that I said?
I think it's definitely true. I think that everything goes back to what we've been talking about the whole time of like, you have to know yourself. You have to be like loving of yourself before you can love somebody else. And that's something that I'm still learning. Because I'm somebody who wants to just like totally love everybody, do everything for everybody. Everybody's included. Everybody can come. Everybody gets my time and my energy. And then it's like, there's none left for me.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a great quote. I think that every relationship should be not just romantic. I think
Yeah.
every relationship needs to have a give and take.
Yeah.
Whether that is family or whether that is relationship,
Yeah.
or whether that is with yourself, you have to give and you have to take. And I'm really bad at the take part, but I'm learning that like letting people help me or do something for me or little
Yeah.
things like that is like self-love to myself. Like, yeah, you can carry the groceries for me. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
bring the car around because it's raining. Like those are things that show value. If they want to value you, like you need to be on the same level of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's really important. And I think knowing, like, again, you have to know yourself to know if that person is equally yoked. You can't
Ooh.
know if they
No,
are.
no, don't rush over that statement. I need for you to say that one more time. What was that?
You cannot know if they are equally yoked if you don't know yourself.
Talk about it. Yes,
And that's
ma'am.
it. And yeah, I mean,
I
just like that. So if you feel like, oh well, this person, I don't know, blah blah blah, it's like you have to look at yourself first. And you have to, even for myself, sometimes I'll get frustrated of like such and such person is taking advantage or this or that, and it's like, well, do I let them? And usually the
exactly.
answer is so it's my job to say, like, I saw a great quote on Instagram the other day that said, access to my energy is a privilege.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I was like, ooh, I want to live that. I'm going to repost it, but I also want to
Love that.
like embody that.
I was just about to say that. Yes.
Yeah, you have to like, I'm such a self-reflective person that it's like,
Yeah.
when I get frustrated about certain things, or this person's taking too much time, or they're not respecting this or this that,
Yeah.
it does always go back to, well, do I let them be late? Do I let whatever happen? Am I overly flexible or agreeable, which is a bad tendency of mine? And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I tell myself, I can't be frustrated now because I didn't tell them, hey,
Yeah.
you have to be here at this time or I'm leaving, or
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's like, okay, now let me implement that. And then if it doesn't work, then you have to put yourself in a different space.
No, I love that. I had the same situation yesterday where I literally, how when you go to jobs and they give you like the bylaws, like it's important for us to like create our own bylaws and stick to
Right.
that. And yesterday, like the universe tested me to kind of say, are you about what you said that you are? Are you standing by your words?
Right.
And if so, show me. So not only did I show myself, I showed my daughter, whatever I say it is, that's what it is.
Nice.
Period. Yep. And I was so proud of myself because I stick to my gun, and I was authentic to myself, and I was kind to myself, and I chose myself first. Nice. You know what I mean? And I think it's so important that we do that. Stick to what we say we're going to do. Right. And then others can respect us because they know, like, yo, she said she ain't gonna do that. And she ain't let me do that. You damn right. You ain't doing that. Right. Because I said you ain't doing that. So I think it's important for us to like stick to our word and our own bylaws. And that helps us to become more successful as well. So I can relate to what you just said. 100%. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So we talked about, first of all, I'm reading another quote and we're going to dive into that. So stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited about what could go right. Have you ever had a vibe you like, yo, I don't know, should I work with this brand? Like, should I work with this person? Like, have you ever had that experience and you was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a little bit terrified. I'm about to curse y'all. Fuck it. I'm about to do it. And then it worked out like, oh my God, this is fire. Like, oh my God, why was I so afraid? Like, have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, both ways. There's been things where I'm like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that, or oh, I'm not doing that because I don't want to. And then other
Yeah.
times there's been things where I'm like very concerned about, how is this gonna do and whatever. But I think for myself, I'm very pretty tapped in and tuned in with what my brand is and how I
Yeah.
want to represent myself and how I want to be portrayed and what I want people to take away. So I think that often, like, I'm pretty good at recognizing if it's in alignment with what we're doing at my
Yeah.
company or if it's
Yeah.
not. And the harder thing that I have is when I have to make a decision about my own stuff that I'm doing. Is
Yeah.
this course going to work for people? Is this consulting going to work for people?
Yeah.
Are people going to like this particular single? That's
Yeah.
those are the things that I have a hard time with. When it's like
Yeah.
another outside party or I get asked to do a lot of podcasts. It's like yours was a no-brainer. We connect
Yeah.
so well. And
Yeah.
other people, it's like, no, that ain't it. So it's like, pass.
That's not the vibe.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
it's pretty easy for me to pretty quickly identify that the hard part is when I have to make my own decision of like, okay,
Yeah.
pick the next single. And I'm like, are
Yeah.
people gonna want this one? Are people gonna like this one? This
Yeah.
one's my favorite, but this one's getting a better response. Stuff like that. That has
Yeah.
that's where I feel like, and like you said, a lot of times I way overthink things, and it's just like I'm trying to be a lot better about us creative people. I think it's such a weird space of this is my art, but I
Yeah.
want you to like it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
like a weird thing of like, sometimes like I really admire people who are like painters who just
Yeah.
just could care less if their painting sold or doesn't sell, or they just paint. And I
Yeah.
think that's so cool of like
Yeah.
with my music, I feel I wish that I could just kind of, we're just going to put this out and hope that, I love it. So whatever, but it's like,
Yeah.
that's not my brand. I want to
Yeah.
serve people and I want it to
Yeah.
be a product that connects with people and relates to people. So I can't just say, oh, I like this one, so this is what we're going to do. It's like, that's
Yeah.
kind of contradictory to my brand. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good to have kind of like a mastermind to
Yes.
help you, because I know as an artist, we have so much friggin' ideas and concept. Sometimes you like, I don't even know where to go. Like, it's so hard. So it's nice to even have like that mastermind or a mentor or a good business person that knows you, know where you want to go, and kind of can help you to navigate that way. And so I know for me, it's good to have mentors in your life and people who are not like, judging you like, oh, that looks ugly. Like, tell me, okay, I think this color will be more complimentary other than this one. Not be like, oh, you doing that? Like, so it's important to have like really, dependable people in your life. So I definitely can relate to that 100%. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, so they were saying there's 5 things that you need in your life, right? So you need 1 to make you money, right? 1 to keep you shape, 1 to keep you creative, 1 to build your knowledge, and 1 to evolve your mindset. So yeah. So what are some of the hobbies that you're doing to evolve your mindset? You say you do your reading. Is there anything else that you want to share with us? What else are you doing to build your knowledge and be creative and keep in shape and making money? What else are you doing that you
Okay,
want to share?
let's go one at a time. What's the first one? Mindset?
So yeah, so one is one thing to evolve your mindset.
Yeah, with my reading, I'm trying to read every single day now. When I work out, I like listen to podcasts. I don't listen to like music, which is funny because I'm a musician. But
really,
yeah, I'm such a
really?
honestly, I probably should listen to more music to like get my creativity
Yeah.
going, but I always feel like I'm such a junkie for how to do things better and how to have better habits and how to have more success in a business sense. And so I'm constantly listening to podcasts. And I find like if I'm sitting at my desk, then I'm doing emails or I'm responding to people on social media or I'm working with clients or writing music. And so when like my podcast time is kind of at the gym. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing for my mindset.
Do you have a favorite podcast that you're listening to right now?
Yeah, I listen to Lewis Howes. I really, really like.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I love Lewis. Love.
Great podcasts out there. I really am into Ed Milet lately. He has a podcast that I'm really into. I like Mel Robbins. She just put a book out called The High Five Habit. I'm really into that. And I dig into Wayne Dyer's podcast. You know, he's passed on since, but he has a lot of great content out there. A lot very spiritual, and I like to listen to that. It depends on the mood that I'm in.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So that's my mindset. What's the other five or four?
So the other one is one to keep you shape. Well, you said you're working out, so that's kind of like your thing to keep you in shape. And then one to make your money. So I'm assuming you're teaching, and then your music. Is there another source? Because they said, oh, you need to have like 7 streams of income. So is there anything else that you're doing that helps to generate, the wealth of abundance?
Yeah, my course for creatives is a big one that I really enjoy working with people. My course for my girls, playing live is a stream, definitely when it's not crazy pandemic. And consulting, I do consulting for different artists. So that's definitely a stream. And then all of the ways that you can make money on music in terms of royalties, licensing, things like that. That's another stream. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, so you're full. You are ready to go. I wanted to ask you another personal situation. I know you don't have kids, but do you want to have kids?
Yes, definitely.
Do you want to have, even though it's not really up to you, it's really the universe, do you want to have like 2 boys? Do you want to have like 3 kids? Like what is it that you want in your life? So you're going to get married. How many kids are you going to have?
I would love to be married. Yes, I'd love to get married. I am such a traditional type of girl. Like I really love to, like you said, it's got to be equally yoked. So it's like when I feel like somebody loves and takes care of me, I really find joy in loving my partner by cooking for them or by doing special things like that. So yeah, I hope so. And then kids, I would love to have kids. I'm not yet. I'm not ready yet.
Do you feel like it's a not yet because you haven't found your perfect person? Or is this like, I have so much to do right now that's going to slow me down?
Yeah.
Or both?
No, the first one's pretty much done. But the second one, I would say, it's just not the right time. Music is really taking off right now. And so, like you said, whatever the universe, whatever God plans is fine. But I'm not planning on that right now.
Right. No, that's fine. You just have to have it in your mind, but just know everything is in season. So you know when the season is time. You know what I mean? So you have to be conscious about that as well.
It's in the cards for the next few years, I'm sure.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because when it's hot, you gotta just keep it moving and just enjoy that train, enjoy like that journey. Because when it's time to bear humans, because that's what we do, you won't be like, oh, I wish I was on tour, I wish I was doing this, I wish I was, you know what I mean? So it's good that you kind of get that out.
That's kind of always been my thing that I've said to myself and to other people when they ask is like, I love kids. I've worked with kids for years. My nieces and nephews, I adore. And I would love to be a mother, but I feel like I don't want to, this is so important to me. And it's your business and art and all of that is very much like a baby in terms of the gestation period. And then you have your album or your fashion line or whatever happened. And then, it grows and then it takes on its life of its own, and then you
Yeah.
have a new baby or a new project or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's very similar. But I think, in terms of kids, like I don't want to resent my child for being in the
Yeah.
way of what I want to do things with music, and I want to get to a place where it's really sustaining and I've done a lot of the things that I want to do, and then full-time mommy mode, and then an album here and there. So
Yeah.
all,
I think you'll appreciate that a lot more instead of trying to be juggling everything at once. Oprah said you can have it all, but just not all at once.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can have the music and you can have the family, but just not at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So everything needs its own like time to harvest. So you need that devoted time like that. So I definitely feel that as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to give you another quote. I wanted to play some more of your music, and let's finish chopping it up. My next quote is, "Money can be replaced. Having a good name is priceless." What is your thoughts about that?
Wow, that's very interesting and very true, and also hard to live by.
Yeah.
Like I've been, on this side of money and on this side of money, and this side of money is more fun.
Exactly.
Like it's hard to be broke, man. Like
Yeah.
it sucks. But I think that it's really important to stick to who you are. That's all you have, honestly.
Yeah. That integrity.
Yeah, who you are and what people know you by, and your name. Like I think there's a big distinction between making mistakes and having a name that overall you're proud of and that you stand behind. And it's very interesting. I came up, as the internet is blossoming, as social media is blossoming, and all of those things. And I was always kind of pretty aware of like what I put out there is out there.
Yeah.
And
no redos.
if I put a video out there that I don't feel like is matching what I want to represent as a woman and as a, it's not a take back for that.
Yeah.
So,
no control, all delete, right?
Yeah. Especially with eroticy. Like eroticy is such a sexy concept and sexy song. When we wrote the song, I was like, okay, this is cool, but we got to write it in a way that I feel comfortable singing. We got to do the video in a way that I'm proud of. Yes, let's push the bounds. Let's push the limits. Let's make it sexy. Let's make it confident. But I'm not doing anything that compromises what I believe my brand is.
I love when you just said that.
Yeah,
I love how you just said that. You can still be sexy without compromising your own integrity. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what the music might say. It's like you're pushing your own boundaries to your limits, not to somebody else's limit or another person's expectation. So I really love that you said that.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, I wanted to go ahead and play this music we have. I was going to say erotic, but I was going to say eroticy again. We want to play your music and get the vibes going. Okay. Let's go. Let's see. I don't know. Can you see? I wonder, can they see like this?
I would like to get to know you. Like my television, I remote control you. If you're lucky, I'll indulge you. Like my Gucci shades, you'll see what I could show you.
Can you see the video?
I cannot.
My fantasy, come marry me. Come marry me. Touch my body like you know me. Touch my hands so I would know how you would hold me.
Well, I'm gonna listen. You should be able to see it. I don't know why. I'm looking at the fashion.
Oh yeah.
I like that 2-piece, the white one.
Me too. That's my
cute.
favorite. Thank you.
See, you got the jumpsuit going. Love those shoes.
Oh, so fun.
Oh my god, those shoes fire.
Thank you. Yeah, the shoes are the best part.
And I love how you had showed like the background of or behind the scenes of you shooting the piano scene. I really love that too. So I know a little bit of the concept of like behind it. Like
right.
Oh, the blue outfit look is fire.
Thank you.
I love that. I love a good satin. That's my favorite fabric in the whole entire world. Love satin. I hope the viewer could be able to see the video while I play this. That's what I plan on. Yeah, I would definitely love to work with you for your another video.
Yes, I would love that.
Yes.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. So let's talk about the fashion part, because we didn't really dive deep into the fashion. So who was your stylist for that shoot, and how long did that take to shoot the video? Did you do like a 3-day thing, or what was that like to be able to shoot that video?
Yes. Well, you're looking at the stylist.
Really, darling, you did fabulous. I'm so proud of you. You did those some really nice looks.
A lot of work. I was like, this is why you have somebody who does this for you. But no, we got everything that was picked was exactly what I wanted. So yeah, we styled the video. And then with the shoot, we had 2 locations that we went to. It was a 1-day shoot. So
what?
Yes.
Oh, that's why you were yawning. You like, girl, I've been up since 3 o'clock 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, from start to finish, it was probably 24 hours.
Wow.
I got up around 5 that morning.
Wow.
And I went to bed around 4:30.
Wow. That is a sacrifice. Let's talk about all the things that the people don't see behind the scenes. Being an artist is no easy task.
What?
It's no easy task. Like, bro, what? 1-day shoot? Like, who does that?
There's a scene in the video where I'm on a pier and you can see New York behind me.
Yes.
That's real. People ask me like, is that a green screen? No. It's really the New York skyline. That was about 2:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And it was April or May, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was
cold. It's freezing, is it not?
Cold as heck.
You was a good actress.
I had 4 jackets on. And that scene was not planned. We had filmed all day. And then at 10:30, we got back and we were like, we need to get this other shot. So we did like a closer shot. And then it was like, let's go to the pier and get another shot. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
The whole crew was like, we should do this. We should get this. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we went to the pier. That was about 2:30 in the morning. It was freezing cold. And I had everybody's jacket on.
Wow.
But they put the music on and I was like, okay, get the shot. And then
now tell me, that is the sacrifice right there. That's behind the scenes. Like when you were doing that part, I would have loved to see behind the scenes for that. That's
I have one somewhere. I'll post it. It was. It's people don't think like those are some of the best shots in the video, and so I'm very pleased with how the video came out. So it's like there's always more work that it always takes more money. It always takes more hours. It always takes more than you think, and you just have to be committed to your product, your final product. It's like, okay, we have to do a 7th shot. Okay, here we go. And as the artist, you have to if you want it to be the way that you want it, you know, there's so much content on the internet. And so it's very easy to see who is very particular and who is like, oh, that doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't count. Well, yes, it does. And you're being compared to 5 million other people with access to YouTube and Instagram. And, you know, look at, you know, when I do a product or a video or even a song, I look at the people whose level I want to be on. Like, how do we take our budget and get as close to Nicki Minaj's video or, you know, Beyonce's video as humanly possible. And unfortunately, like, sometimes lack of budget you have to make up for with like
creativity,
the pavement and doing the shot 7 times. And it's like, okay, maybe you have one camera guy, so he has to film it himself this many ways, and you still get the same product, but you have to be committed to doing that. And so that's what we did. But it was really fun. It was really fun to make. Yeah.
No, I think that's really cool because I feel like when you show the behind the scenes and the final product, it's really important for artists to see behind the scene. What does it really take? Is this what you really want? You know what I mean? So I have other girls that's coming to me that want to be a fashion designer, and I have to show them behind the scenes. Everything is not glitz and glamour. You don't get sales every day. You have to do a lot of business call. You have to do a lot of creative, brainstorming to be able to get that final product. So I think showing that grittiness, that consistency, that's like that go-getter. Like, it's 2:00 in the morning. Yes, it's freezing, but guess I look good. I love this. This is me. So I love that you are so hungry for your work, and it actually shows. You know what I mean? So congratulations to you.
Yeah.
And I already know the next single is going to be even more amazing. I definitely look forward to actually seeing the video and actually I'm put out there to be a part of the whole situation.
Yes, I would love that.
Yes. So yes, I'm excited. So the next thing I want to say is, where can people get your music? What do you want them to do to be able to get your music? Where are you at? I know where you at, but I want you to tell the world what to do next.
Yeah. So if you haven't been paying attention, or just my single Eroticy came out in September.
Yeah.
It's just the single right now, but there's a lot more music coming. And I keep telling people, like, every interview I do, I keep trying to emphasize, like, get on board now, because it's about to get really good. And it's we're about to put another single out. I'm going to do a whole album. We're going to do a tour. And it's always really fun to go from the beginning, like from this stage with an artist where you're like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. And I was there at the beginning. And so I would love to connect with anybody and everybody in your audience. I love people. I love, conversation. So Instagram is my biggest thing. We're live on Instagram right now. So we will definitely be sharing that. But at Alaura Lovelight on Instagram is where I'm usually on like a regular basis. Also, my Facebook is at Alaura Lovelight, and I'm there pretty regularly too. You can also go to lovelightsoundmusic.com, which is my company's website, and it's kind of all encompassing. So yes, it has all of the music. It also has access to courses, and it has access to consulting and other things that we offer through that. So if people are interested, like, how do I work with you? I'm an artist. They can go to lovelightsoundmusic.com and find me there. And my whole team is fantastic, really intentional about making sure we all connect and sharing the music and the content and all of that. So find me on Instagram, you can Google me, like you said. It'll come up.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate that. So my shout out is to Savannah, but who is your other shout outs that you want to give a shout out to that's in your camp in specific? Or anybody in the world that you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to everybody who's been on the journey. Honestly, everybody. I have some really wonderful people who have always believed in me and always encouraged me. and they've been there since the beginning, always cheering me on. So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody new who's tuning in and who loves the content and loves the conversation and wants to be a part of the tribe. Like, come on down, come on.
Exactly. So then, we're about to, go ahead.
I was just going to say, shout out to my writing partner, Ray Rothschild. We wrote Eroticy together, and it's one of the best pieces of work I've done. And he is a big part of that, really great songwriter, and really kind of stretched me as a songwriter. So shout out to him.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap it up with our favorite quote. So you tell me, do you have a favorite quote that you want to share with us, or do you have anything else that you want to share with us? We're going to finish out with my quote after we hear yours, and then we're going to wrap it up with your signal, and then we're just going to roll out, and then it's been a pleasure. So you go first.
Oh, my first quote. I have such a great quote that I really love, but I'm going to get it wrong.
Don't say that. You gotta just put it out there, because remember, no one knows it for real at this present time. So just say it.
There's a quote by Rumi that says something about how as the spring flower blossoms and the blossoms disappear and the flower appears, so too does the divine grow within me. Ooh. And that's kind of something that I like. The lower ego self, is that little bud, and you try to get that by blossoming into your real truth. So
I love that. Yeah. Okay, so my quote, my go-to quote literally is, do not confuse a creator with a dreamer. A dreamer only dreams, but a creator, she gonna always bring her dreams into reality.
I love that.
So no matter what, don't just dream it, literally manifest it. And so it's important that we tell ourselves, I have a vision, but it's important to actually bring it to life. So love that. We're going to play Eroticy. It's been absolute pleasure. The time just flew all the way by. And I know that we covered some amazing topic. I know that our message, our conversation, our tips, our wisdom is going to be able to help, other people that's coming up, or just, need some inspiration. So it's been absolutely a pleasure connecting with you. The universe has aligned us. So I'm happy about that. So without further ado, we're going to rock out to Miss Alaura Lovelight, Eroticy, guys. Yeah. It's rock out time. Let's party. So we can just rock out. Hey.
Oh, I like your dress.
I would like to get to know you. Like my television, I'll remote control you. If you
back him.
Like my Gucci shades, you'll see what I could show you. Eroticy, so my ecstasy.
It's been a pleasure, y'all.
Come marry me. Touch my body like you know me.
You know me.
Touch my hand so I would know how you would hold me.
Hey.
You could be my one and only.
I'm be vibing all day. But it's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you for having me. Absolutely.
We'll be out. Peace.